How do amendments bypass procedural hurdles in Congress? Imagine a legislative process where certain rules and procedures are designed to ensure thorough debate and careful consideration. These rules are essential for maintaining order but can sometimes slow down the passage of important changes. Now, consider how lawmakers find ways to introduce modifications efficiently, even when faced with these procedural barriers. This is where amendments come into play, serving as strategic tools to navigate the complex landscape of legislative procedures. In the United States Congress, amendments are proposed changes or additions to legislation that is under consideration. They can be introduced during committee hearings or on the floor of either the House of Representatives or the Senate. When a bill is being debated, amendments allow members of Congress to modify the legislation without needing to start the entire process over. This flexibility is crucial for refining laws and addressing concerns without delaying the legislative agenda. Procedural hurdles often include rules about how amendments can be offered, debated, and voted upon. For example, in the House of Representatives, the Rules Committee plays a significant role in determining which amendments can be considered. It can set limits on the number of amendments, specify the order in which they are considered, or even block certain amendments altogether. However, members can sometimes bypass these restrictions through specific procedural strategies. One common method is the use of self-executing or uncontested amendments. These are amendments that are considered non-controversial and are adopted without extensive debate or separate votes. They are often agreed upon by consensus or are part of a package that is expected to pass easily. Because they are deemed non-controversial, they can be incorporated into the bill quickly, effectively bypassing more rigorous procedural hurdles. Another approach involves the use of motion to recommit or motion to recommit with instructions, which can serve as a procedural shortcut to send legislation back to committee with specific instructions or to prevent certain amendments from being considered. Additionally, in the Senate, the filibuster and cloture motions influence how amendments are considered. Senators can propose multiple amendments during a debate, and with enough votes to invoke cloture, they can limit further amendments, but strategic use of amendments can also be employed to shape legislation more favorably. Furthermore, certain amendments are offered as manager's amendments, which are typically drafted by the bill's sponsors or managers. These amendments often combine several changes into one package and are considered as part of the main legislative process, allowing them to be adopted more efficiently. This process helps streamline the legislative flow and reduces procedural delays. In summary, amendments serve as vital tools that enable Congress to modify legislation efficiently. By leveraging strategies such as uncontested amendments, managerial amendments, and procedural motions, lawmakers can navigate and sometimes bypass procedural hurdles. This flexibility ensures that important legislative changes can be enacted more swiftly while still maintaining the necessary oversight and debate that underpin the legislative process.